What's up, guys? It's the New York Hobbyist. I am back with another video. Oh my god. How good does it feel to be back? Am I right or am I right? You know, I haven't posted for like 2 months. I feel terrible, really. I really do. Sorry, you know, there's not much to go around and give to everybody. But today, we have the Redcat Shockwave, a nitro. For your information, if you're clicking on the video, you know that's a nitro. Well, yeah. Obviously, you see it with these gigantic tires. These tires are off my GP Toys S911. The only reason why you don't see a review of the GP Toys S911 because that thing is gone. The gearbox broke, and it was just, I did not want to buy a whole new gearbox, reassemble it back then, and all the yada yada yada. Because I was not that much of a hobbyist as I am now. So now we have these spare wheels for on-road and off-road. I feel like these wheels are really good wheels. These are really cheap that you can buy for, and they're monster truck wheels, and they're pretty cheap. Most of these off-road wheels for like buggies and stuff cost like $12. These things probably find like a 2-piece for, it'll probably be more, but you know, you're getting the monster truck feel. You're getting like that Traxxas monster truck feel. Another thing is, if we turn the car and use my little handy dandy flashlight, is that I have on my motor zip ties, and that zip ties are there not only to look good, but also that when the car flips and if this wing ever breaks, these zip ties will protect my head from ever getting damaged. And I've seen that happen on a lot of RC cars where they flip and their zip tie and their head gets really scratched and they have to buy a brand new one. It's not fun, people. When you don't have money, it's not fun. People broke. I'm broke. And I'm still making reviews. Somehow, I really don't know how. Seriously, like, no money. Please help the poor child. Thank you. Rest that aside. We can finally take off the body. You know, how about we give a little props to the body? Because, you know, I really don't usually, well, I talk about the body, but look at this body. It looks amazing. So you're going to see here that my body's off. And the reason why it's off was because I had to cut about right here, because when you turn right, this grabs and it starts flexing like that. And I don't want that, especially when I'm driving, because first of all, I'm damaging the body itself, and also I'm damaging the rotation of this, and it just gets caught, and then yeah. Mind you, I have been in a crash with this before. A crash that caused me, let's just put this body to the side, a crash that caused me to get a new gas tank, pull start, and battery, and, which I needed to get in the future, a new A-arm for the front right. This crash was a very stupid crash. You'll see this little zip tie hanging here. Don't worry about it. This is just temporary because this comes out like that. And there's a reason why that is not screwed in. But what I was saying was, it was not a big crash. It was not a crash that I couldn't fix. It was annoying to kind of fix, but you know, when you're a hobbyist, let's have a little talk here. When you're a hobbyist, you must be committed to your RCs. I see most of these hobbyists out here leaving their cars dirty or not taking care of their cars for the least, because they go out for running and then they just come home, put afterrun fuel, and done. You're dead end of your day. They don't check nothing. You gotta listen to me, people. Clean your cars, please. Clean your cars. It will last you longer. You'll be more satisfied when you get out your closet, or when you go inside your closet, see your car all nice, beautiful, clean, and you just want to go rip it outside with that beautiful anodized purple aluminum body. Well, not body, but bottom plate. Seriously, I am telling you from a hobbyist to another. Clean your cars. Clean your cars. I'm going to say it one more time. Clean your cars. But that's just from a hobbyist to whoever's watching. Seriously, I will, trust me, your cars will last longer. You'll be more satisfied when you see them in the closet, just looking all beautiful. Trust me, I clean every one of my cars. That's why every time I come out from any off-roading, dirt racing, whatever, on-roading, which can get dirty because these New York streets is not clean as you think it would be, I clean my car no matter what it takes. Like, it's hard. It is really hard getting into all these cracks. Getting into all those cracks. It is hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is hard getting in. Ooh, what was that? It was getting into all these cracks. Like, it is stressful, you know what I mean? Like, all stressful just to get into all those cracks. Like, those are pretty thin cracks. So speaking of my crash, let me just get situated. Speaking of my crash, what damage happened to the car was, there is a little dent in the front. Motor was completely fine. Motor was situated in there perfectly, blue Loctite. Well, not Loctite because this came from the manufacturer, but motor was no damage happened to the motor. Not really anything. So motor's fine. Exhaust is perfectly working, no leaks. New, this is a different air filter that I bought off of eBay. You can literally find these for $3 on eBay, and these things do work. Trust me. Just put zip ties on both sides, and you're on your way to put just it on like boom. This, yeah. So be careful. Please be careful when you drive. You do not want your cars breaking. I know. You might just take it to the hobby shop right away. But also another thing is when your car breaks, you should be happy. Why? Not happy because of what you have to pay for. Happy that you can actually work on your car and know your car a little bit better. You see, at first, I didn't want to work on the car. I really just wanted to take it to a body shop, just get it done for them to do it. If they had me to buy the parts, I would have bought it for them. Now that I found the problem, which was one of them was a gas tank leak. Not gas tank, but you know, a tank leak. And so this is a brand new tank. This is brand new. Bought it from Amazon for about $10, which is kind of a steal because these are not really common on eBay and stuff like that. So brand new on Amazon. It was for the volcano, S30 Nitro, but now they have it on this. So yeah. Oh, I just spit out fuel. That is okay. I'll be back in a moment. Perfect. All right. Well, if you see the power of editing, that would have been quicker. So yep. Just get to know your car. It's good that you break it. Not the cost, not what you have to buy, because no one likes waiting for Chinese posts when you want the cheapest stuff. Which, if you know me, I'm the eBay god. Okay. eBay god. There's not really parts on the list. I'll probably just have this in the description below. Probably that, because this is the only really upgrade part I have. Actually, I have 2 upgrade parts, and I have 2 upgrade parts, and the second one is kind of unique. You won't really expect it, but the second one is really unique. You know, I'm trying to go with the blue themed body, even though it has a whole purple. It's kind of weird that Redcat did that red blue body, but basically all purple and black, but you know, whatever. What's next to talk about this thing? This thing has a 76cc gas tank. Here's a .16 nitro engine with the clutch bell right here, and then the pull start. And you'll notice that there is no pull start because mine broke. I have ordered 2. I've ordered 2 new pull starts because if another one breaks, I have the other one just to get out in here. And I'm gonna tell you one thing about these pull starts. These pull starts are not the most reliable pull starts. You can get an electric starter, but make sure you get the right size. Make sure you get the right size electric starter, especially the dog bone and the electric starter itself, because I have an electric starter and I used it on my Yokomo. If you haven't seen it on my Yokomo, if you check that video out, you see that the electric starter fits perfectly. But this one, it was just a little bit too big, and I feel like just using a pull start is a little bit better. So use pull start. You can buy the aluminum ones, but I've seen the reviews on them and they say that they're just sharp and they they're sharp and they really don't last long. They're good for looks and they're too expensive. So use the normal black pull starts. You can literally buy like 2 of them for $10. Like I bought one for $3, and then I ordered a quantity of 2 of them, so that came out to around $7. So you can literally buy 4 if you want. You know, it's up to you really. So seriously, just use the normal black pull starts. The aluminum ones are just not worth it. They're too expensive, and it's basically just a pull start with aluminum on it. The cord is not different. The cord is not stronger. So yeah. But anyways, on with the video. Come on, what are you doing, Helson? So I will say a disclaimer. The braking, if you want to know about braking, we can put this to the side because this is a beautiful, beautiful engine. What I like about this engine is that you can tell that this engine really worked when you see that amazing blue on. Let me just shine the light at it because I can tell that you guys cannot see that. Oh snap! That amazing blue finish right there. You see that? It might not look the best, but that little blue outer ring, and it just looks that, like, it just means that, like, I've been using this thing. It just means that, like, oh yeah, I'm a user. Alright, well, we can put this away, but one more thing before we put this away is something that most people should do. I'm just trying that out your face. Is use after run oil. Oh, can't even see it. After run oil. This is what you need in your life. After run oil is what you need. This stuff by Great Plains is a good company that make after run oil. I feel like you should go for Great Plains. It's a little bit better. So, telling you, after run oil is what you need. So, okay, now that we bring the car forward, we can really take a look. Now that we bring the car forwards, we can really take a look at what it's on here. So that if we tip this over, we can really see what's on here. So right here, where I'm flashing, is obviously the 76cc gas engine. Right in the middle, where the carry handle is, I just pointed a light at you guys, is the single transmission. Right behind it, this little metal bar right there, right about there, is the brake, and obviously right next to it is your steering / braking servo and steering horn. Behind it is your battery bay / receiver / switch on and off, and right here is your servo for your steering linkages all up in here, all back here, your wing. Pretty basic forward. Most not too expensive RC cars that you want to get have this format, this type of top plate, this type of engine. Some of these don't have the single transmissions, but most of them do. This type of things. HSP, well, not HSP, not HSP, I'm just lying. HSP is a pretty good brand. Exceed, Redcat, basically they're cheap nitros, which, not cheap, because that is a very bad term to say it. Their affordable nitros have this layout. Some have the VX18 engine, which VX18 engines put out a lot more power and they're a lot bigger. So if you want to get like an Exceed RC Infinitive that has a VX18 engine, obviously, you know, this is a VX16 engine, so, you know. So yeah, they basically have all this same format, so no matter what you get, you'll probably see this format on the chassis. These arms are probably different. These are just linkages. Most of them are really fat, beefy arms, like the Infinitive. The Infinitive has double, from Exceed, double suspension. So you'll see this format a lot, just trying to give you a heads up. So if you see an Exceed or a Redcat with this format, they didn't copy each other. I think they both came out with it. Or probably they did copy each other, or Redcat kind of just let it go, and you kind of just said, you know what, it's going to happen. So we twist this onto the other side. So here's the upgrade I was talking about. If you see that steering horn, that is a beautiful, beautiful steering horn. Very, very beautiful steering horn. Blue anodized steering horn. I was going to put this inside my my Desert Wolf, which is still out of commission because I have to order the brushless motor, the Grossi S3650. Yeah. I put it on here and it just matches the body very well. It's sturdier, stronger, even though it has plastic gears inside that digital servo. One day I'll probably switch it to a brass gear, but I don't need it right now. These servos are pretty strong, and I feel like they're okay for now. Obviously, the servo right here, you'll see that it's cut off in the front of my. It's cut off in the front because I have the steering linkage. I have the braking linkage. The braking linkage under, not over. It's supposed to be over, but I have it under because under gives a little bit more sway, and with a little bit more sway, I get a little bit more braking. Another braking feature, if you want to update your brakes on these type of cars, you can tighten these two Allen keys, which I highly disagree that you should do that. You would just mess up your whole setting. It is what is right here is what counts. This little knob with a little bit of threads is the key to make your nitro brake better. I see all these people putting bigger lines. No, this right here, you thread this in, your braking isn't crazy. I have threaded this in quite much. You can see how my finger doesn't really touch it. I've threaded it more, and now it has amazing braking. It has a little bit too good of braking. I feel like my brake disc will probably wear out, but you know, that's a pretty easy fix because this is just all things. I have a problem. If anyone could tell me how the heck to get this top plate off, because I tried getting this gas tank, and this gas tank, by the way, is not easy to get off. Not at all. The engine is very easy to get off. The gear mesh is very easy to get. The gas tank is a whole different story. It's not easy to get off, not one bit. And I won't even want to think about if I break this this one-speed transmission. That's gonna be a pain in the butt. So yeah. So I want to get to one thing that happened during the crash was I said the batteries. So in the magic of editing, this is what we come up. We have opened the battery bay, which has the switch connected to the receiver. Actually, no, to the piece where it connects and to the receiver. And you notice that I have a 7.4 volt 850 milliamp battery. Please, I discourage you, do not use this as a normal turning. It will probably burn out your receiver or your switch, and you do not want that to happen. Reason why I have this in here for now is because my battery bay for my 4 AA's actually started smoking when I crashed into the obstacle that I crashed into. Kind of a stupid obstacle as well. It started smoking, and I wondered why it did that. And the only option is I have a W Toys 8979. I think you guys all know that if you see my old reviews. I bought an extra battery, and this is it. So I will be changing it to the other battery for the W Toys, because that W Toys battery actually has 1,200 milliamps for 850. So yeah, I discourage you not to use this. I'm using it right now because it's working. So far, nothing's gotten hot. The servos have barely been under stress. So yeah, I discourage you not to do it. And the power of editing one more at a time, it comes out to this. Perfect. So let me just get off a couple things here before we end off this review of this amazing car. Amazing car that you will have to take care of to run properly. And also, we almost forgot about the remote, and those are the original wheels, by the way, those sets. I will say that just to be in mind, the rear wheels are actually bigger than the front wheels. You can see right there that the left ones are the front and the rear ones are the big ones. So just remind that if you put the rear ones in the front, it'll mess up the steering. Not steering like as in it will break it, it will just be real slow. So just remember that for the long run. So yeah. So what we were gonna say was, oh yes. So what, before we go to the remote and end the review, is the clips that come with the car. You should use. And before I say that, I'll give you a little backstory of why you should use them. The clips that come, well, not the clips, the suspension that comes originally with the car gives you no height whatsoever. With these wheels on and the bigger clips, not the little medium clips, the big clips that it comes with for the suspension to give it tension, will give me about 1.6 inches 1.6 inches of ground clearance. That is a lot of clearance for a buggy. About 4.6 millimeters to be exact. That is a lot of clearance for a nitro buggy of Redcat. With these combined wheels and the big clips that they give you, trust me, you should use these big clips. They are worth it. The medium clips are not really worth it unless you're really that hardcore of a hobbyist. Then you can put better oil filter, a little bit thicker oil filters so that they pop up. But look, that is crazy. If you guys know about priming and turning on the VX16 engine, you know that that bottom loom and prey gets scraped just from pulling on it. With this combined wheels and this clips, I actually don't even touch the floor. About right here is where the car stops. That big of a gap is where the car stops when I'm pulling. That is good. I don't scratch up the bottom, and I don't have to worry about it jumping back at me or something like that. So use the fat clips that it comes with. Those 4 fat clips, use them. They're really worth your while. You'll be happy that I said that. And if you have monster truck wheels, use them too. You know, they're not for everyone. If you have really big monster truck wheels, do not wear in the body with it. Only run like the car like this. And I feel like, you know, when you see the engine working without the body, it looks cool. But you know, the body is also very cool as well. I'm a body guy. I like bodies. My Exceed Driftstar needs a new body. That body is breaking down. It needs a new body. And I will need to order one from probably Killer Body. I love those Killer Body ones because they're killer. So last thing to review about this whole car is this amazing remote. And I'm telling you why this remote is amazing. This remote is absolutely amazing. It feels good in the hands. I love that spring back. The triggers feel good. And this is a standard Redcat remote. Not too many trims compared to most stuff, but there's trims, you know, there's steering trim, throttle trim, and steering dual rates. I wanted a throttle dual rates, but you know, you're asking for like a remote that's like a little bit beginner. There's reverse steering and also reverse throttle. Steering is in the reverse mode, so just in case to let you know that. So yeah, like really, this stuff, it's a really good remote, you know. It feels so good. It feels so good. You know, that just doing that just makes me happy. And it's very responsive. When you do a trim on this remote, you instantly see it on the car. I'm not joking. When you do a trim on the Exceed Driftstar to make it go straight, it will never happen. Your Exceed Driftstar will never go straight. And it's not because of the remote, it's because of the freaking car itself. But with this, when you make a little trim, you see it, and I love it. You do see it. Only downside to this remote is that it takes 8 double A's. It takes a lot of double A's. 8 to be exact. It takes 8 double A's. I do not like that. I do not like remotes that take 8 double A's when they don't even have that many features. These 2 ports up here, I've noticed that I really don't know what the heck they are. These 2 ports right there. If anyone could tell me what they are, one says DSC and the other one says CHG, which I think means charge. I'm not really sure. Sorry about that. That's my phone. I'm not really sure, but yeah. So to conclude everything of this car in a quick short minute, it is an amazing car. Amazing worth how much it is, about $160 or $165 on Amazon. I think you should get it. I think you should upgrade it. It will be worth your while. And I feel like this is a great beginner car. You can get the Nitro starter kit that comes with the glow plug, the glow plug charger, the little canister that takes in fuel. I feel like you should buy 1 gallon of fuel. I have a gallon fuel. I can't fit it in this area. It'll just be too much. You should buy 1 gallon fuel. It'll be better than buying a multiple quarts. And it'll come with a screwdriver, flathead for tuning, and that's pretty much all you need. So to conclude everything, it is a great beginner car. This thing is worth your while. Sometimes there will be frustrated times, but it's also better for you. You'll know more, better knowledge, better everything. This thing is insanely fast when I first got it. Still insanely fast, and will always be running. Basically, it's all swappable parts. Exceed basically has the same thing as well. They have hop-up kits, which means upgrades, aluminum top plate, aluminum A-arms. You should get busy with this car. This car is a very upgradable car. The part support is there. So if you need a part, it is there everywhere. eBay, Amazon, Banggood, GearBest, Light Take, whatever you need is there. Trust me, it will be worth your while. But this is my review of the Redcat Racing Shockwave Nitro Buggy. I hope you guys liked it. There will be more stuff coming in. I still haven't made a video on my WL Toys F949, which if you guys know what that is, and then you'll see it. But if you guys don't know, then you'll see that in the future. Love you guys. I'm sorry I haven't been in a while, but this is gonna be edited video, my first edited video. Well, not my first, but my first long edited video, because I just bought myself a new editor. So, peace out. It's your boy, the York Hobbyist, and I'm still gonna be riding. Peace.